Hello, everyone. This is the most intelligent and magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I will be doing a character review with the first Outlander's Allegiance character, most definitely the coolest and most awesomest character in the Outlander's Allegiance, Gold Mythic Brutus himself. I had to start it off with him, and yes, I will be doing character reviews on all of the Outlander Allegiance tunes. After Brutus will be Amani, and I'm not sure who will be after Amani. Maybe Scotsman, because he's supposed to be coming out into the game relatively pretty soon from now. So, yeah. And I decided, you know what, I had to go with the first edition, which the standard edition of Brutus, you know, both of them look pretty badass. If I gotta be honest about that. Both versions do. I definitely want to try to get the first edition myself, but if I don't get the first edition, I will gladly take the standard edition for sure. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good, and I'm staying safe for the most part, and I was finally able to actually play a couple of hours of the quarry, and I have to say, it's pretty good so far. You know, stuff hits the fan in the prologue for sure, and it's a little slow at the very beginning, but I definitely expect it's going to start to pick up once again. I definitely can't wait to get back more into the quarry. I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Brutus, Mythic Trials, First Edition. His trait is strong, his role is a damage dealer, and obviously his allegiance is a member of the Outlanders. His attack stat is 24,071. His defense is 11,533, and his HP is 14,542. Now let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Bestial Ravage. The recharge rate is 66 AP, so that's pretty much the standard for most Gold Mythics. Deals 700% damage up to 2 enemies while battling on the attack team. This character gains 10% AP for each Outlander's Allegiance teammate. Yeah, obviously this is doing a lot of damage. It's doing, you know, not the highest amount of damage, but, you know, there's other parts of his kit that can really make this almost a knockout for an opposing team, potentially. You know, you got that 700% damage, and while you have him on the attack team, he's going to get that 10% AP for each teammate that happens to be a part of the Outlander's Allegiance. You know, I happen to like that. So, if you somehow have Brutus and Amani on a team right now, I know that's going to be a low likely chance of that happening, but let's just say if you have Brutus and Imani on the same team right now, you know, he's going to get 20% AP when he does his adrenaline rush, which that's going to be really good. And if he's on a team by himself, he's going to get the 10% AP. That's going to be following up for him to do his next rush a little bit quicker than he should. And especially if you have a command on the same team with Brutus, oh man, you know, you can end things even quicker potentially. Really solid adrenaline rush in my opinion. Now let's take a look at his signature move. Shredding Claws. The initial cooldown is turn 1, number of cooldowns 2 turns, number of uses unlimited. Normalize the target and another enemy for 2 turns if they are on the tough trait. Attack the target for 200% damage and an additional 100% damage, 300% total if the target has the tank roll. That normalize is going to be, that normalize is going to be really nice. Especially against Angel teams, Andre teams, Uncle Sam, Davey. It potentially could work on Peacekeeper, but I don't know if I would target Peacekeeper. Let's just say if you come up against a team with Peacekeeper and Angel, I would definitely target Angel. Excuse me. I would definitely target Angel and hope the second normalized goes on Peacekeeper. That's, you know, you can do a lot with that. They didn't make it too powerful, but, you know, if you have a whole tough team, that potentially could be very tough to deal with if you're coming up against Brutus. And, I mean, you know, they didn't make it too powerful because the normalized doesn't go just on any trait. The normalized going on any trait, that would have been even better. But I guess that's sort of their way to countering Peacekeeper. I mean, I don't know if it's the best way to counter Peacekeeper, but it's better than nothing, I suppose, at the moment. So, and plus, let's talk about the second part. Attack the target for 200% damage, an additional 100% if the target has the tank roll. So let me think of some tanks. I know Command Rick 2000 is a tank. I'm pretty sure Lao Po is a tank. I know Darius is a tank. I'm trying to think of these tank characters. They're out there. I just can't think of all of them. That's going to be nice because he's going to be able to do additional damage. And there's other parts of his kit that I think is going to help out with that second part even more. So now let's get to Brutus's Mythic Abilities. Agility, 20% increase in basic attack damage. You guys already know. I highly recommend leveling up Agility all the way. It's going to help with that damage on basic attacks. So it's going to be pretty good. I would definitely recommend leveling Agility up for sure. Overwhelming Strength. This character gets 60% attack when rushing against enemies with bonus HP. That's going to be really good. That's going to coincide with the, you know, if you are normalizing tunes, such as if you're normalizing tunes such as Andre, Andrea, Davy, Uncle Sam. Who's another tune that can get bonus HP? I'm trying to think. Let's see. You know, I know there's tunes out there that can give themselves bonus HP, and that's going to be really good. So, overwhelming strength, I definitely would level that one up, especially if you're coming up against teams that give themselves bonus HP all the time. That's going to be a really good one for sure. Goaded Might. When attacking while taunted, 200% attack. That, you know, I do run into taunting problems all the time, so that would be one I would definitely want to level up myself. Like I said, if you run into, you know, tunes that can taunt you all the time and stuff like that, Goaded Might is going to be a really good one. He's just going to be doing a lot more damage, so that's going to be a really good one. Definitely would recommend that one. So far, I'm recommending all of them, and it's probably going to stay that way. Probably. Let's find out. Rip Apart. When rushing, 100% chance this character ignores all defense bonuses. I don't even have to say why, but I would definitely recommend leveling this one up all the way. I run into Lao Po a lot, and she gives herself 400% defense. He's just going to ignore that and just, literally rip her apart, as the name of the mythic ability implies. I'm definitely going to be leveling that one up all the way. I don't see one that I wouldn't level up on Brutus, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you know what? Okay, if there's one that you didn't want to level up, I could see, if you really wanted to, you could get away with not touching Goaded Might, maybe, but my personal recommendation, I would just go ahead and level all of them up. You are definitely going to get the most out of Brutus by leveling up all his mythic abilities. Rip Apart, Overwhelming Strength, and Agility for me are going to be really good. And Goaded Might is going to be pretty good for me as well. He's got all very good mythic abilities, worth leveling up for sure. Now let's take a look at his specialist skill. Waste Not 2. When this specialist kills a target with an attack, a signature move, or adrenaline rush, any excess damage is dealt to 2 adjacent targets. Now, this is going to be really good because, like, say if you're doing your adrenaline rush with Brutus, if you can, I would recommend hitting the middle target first, because that way you potentially could be taking out 3 or 4 targets with that specialist skill, and that's going to be really good. Now, if you take out one of the characters on the side, you might only be taking out 2 or 3 at the most. But yeah, thanks to Locke, you know, for this video that he did on his character review of Brutus, I kind of understand how Waste Not works a little bit better. But this is Waste Not 2, so this is obviously a better version. So yeah, if you just attack the middle target, if you can, you potentially could be taking out 3 or 4 of the target. So that's a really good, like I said earlier, you know, if you use the adrenaline, if you use the adrenaline rush, you potentially could be taking out a full team. So, a really good specialist skill. Now let's take a look at his weapon. Brutus's Savage 1st Edition Claws. 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved healing stun. When attacking, a 60% chance to stun the enemy and regain 25% HP for 2 turns. Improved magnified strikes. When attacking, 100% attack against enemies who are stunned. This is a near perfect weapon pretty much. There's not really much you have to do on this weapon. I think the only logical way to go on the weapon is to go for 55% attack. I think it's really that simple, because if you want to, if you want to bump up that defense or HP, you can do that with the mods or whatever. So, or you could go full glass cannon and go 55% attack on the weapon and bump up the attack even more with his mods. So the mods, I could see you going one of 2 ways with the mods. Either go full glass cannon and build that attack up even further, or try to keep them alive with a defense or HP set for sure. Got a really good weapon. Although I could see some people, if they didn't want improved magnified strikes, I could see them potentially maybe swapping that out for 1535. But you might already have a weapon that has healing stun and 1535 on it, and you might want to put that into Brutus's hands for whatever reason. You can go ahead and do that, or just keep his base weapon and try for 55% attack to get the most out of his attack. And yeah, I mean Brutus, come on, it's Brutus. So even if I can't get the first edition version of him, like I said earlier, I'll be glad to take the standard version, because both of them do look badass for sure. That's no lie. I mean, his possumness it's too much. It really is. And who wouldn't want Brutus? I mean, the S-Class version was pretty good. So, the Gold Mythic version, I know is going to be damn good. Absolutely. You have a somewhat counter to some of those payback tunes with that normalize. He's going to be really good. And I already have my 1 copy of him. I just have to wonder how we're going to get the other 3 copies. That kind of worries me, but maybe I'm worrying for nothing and he'll be absolutely fully accessible. We'll see. And yeah, next up after Brutus is going to be Amani. We know how ridiculous she is, and we'll get more into that when I go into her character review. And probably after Amani will probably be Scotsman, I'm guessing. But I'm in no hurry to get these out. And I don't think I have much else left to say. So that is going to do it for this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.